Hello everyone, welcome to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph, and today, well, I've got a bit of a mixed bag of weather today. This morning it's been raining, then we went down to a bit of a drizzle. It's been very overcast all day. Now I've got a bit of sun, probably for about an hour, and it's like 18 degrees. So yeah, best make the most of it while I'm here. So for the last 10-15 minutes I've been out here. I've trimmed two of my nicer Chinese elms, so I want to show those off to you before I get started, and then I'm going to be working on the little, alright, it's not so little, but the field maple that we worked on a couple of weeks ago. We got out that horrible soil, if you remember, and it's a root over rock style, and it's growing out quite nicely. I'm going to show you that. So before we get into that, I just want to show off my lovely Japanese maples. No, sorry, Japanese maples. God, the heat's getting to me already because it's going up another degree while I'm talking to you. I can see it on the camera. So we are now at 19 degrees. So the heat's coming out, so we might even get a couple of thunderstorms as well. So before we get into it, yeah, I want to show you just the Chinese maple, the Chinese elm 1 and 2 just over here that I've got. So I'd like to just show you those. They're all trimmed up again. I just want to give you a little update on that, and then I will work on the field maple. So let's get you off the camera pole here and I'll show you what's going on. So I've got one on my bench and I've just put it on my spinny top, and I've got one on my spinny chair. So let's have a quick look and just show you how these are getting on. So I called this one the S-shape. Yep, the S-shape elm, for obvious reasons. It was a store-bought S-shape, and as you can see, if we remember and we go back into previous videos, you don't have to, but I'm going to give you a quick recap. I chopped all the branches off, I started again, and I reshaped it, and as you can see, it's starting to sprout lovely. The leaves are nice and small because of all the detailed work and the little shoot selection that we did over the winter. So the leaves sprouted out nice and small, and so far we are looking lovely. So we've got the nice conical shape, and you can see just how small these leaves have gotten. So if you look at it compared to the other elms that are here, the leaves on these ones are slightly bigger. Let me just pop one of these leaves off this one and we'll give a comparison. So there's that leaf compared to that one. So if you do the work in winter, sorry, I need a drink. So if you do bud selection over in the winter, when they push out new growth, the leaves tend to be a hell of a lot smaller, whereas the one over there did no work to it. As you can see, it's got loads of growth, no work to it, and then these leaves are a lot bigger in comparison. So there you go. So nice little trick for you as well if you want to get your leaves nicely small and reduced. But there we go. So if you can see the trunk line, it goes up, goes in, and then you can see just through there as well. So it's got nice compact. I did a bit of selection, a little bit of a trim today. So there we go, from all the angles. It's looking good. And then the other one that we've got here, so what's I've called this one? So this was my root over rock, and you can see just at the base of it, all these lovely roots are now exposed, which are great. Got my little turtle out on front. He's loving life. Just let me pull this towards me a little bit so it doesn't. There we go. It's not getting, and I've got a weed there to get rid of that. So now it's not catching on the table. So yeah, so all the roots are exposed. You've got the rock nicely in place. And then as you move up into the canopy, you can see everything's on show. We'll just come out a little bit. You can see the tree is looking absolutely gorgeous now. Everything's, you can see right into the canopy as well. I've done my little trim. So there you go, you can see right through it. You can see this tree structure. I really like this one. This was one of the better Chinese elms. I've had this going for a few years. There you go. So a nice little trim today gives me that. Oh, just falling over. So you can see the roots over the rock, and then you pan up And we're going to just go down a little bit just so you can see up into the canopy. From if you, the perspective is as if you're walking under the tree. There we go. I think this is a quite a decent Chinese elm though. I mean, if you went into one of these garden centres and you were looking after a Chinese elm, you've spotted that, you'd be quite impressed, wouldn't you? So there you go, that's that one. And then there's my other one. But the one we're working on today, I'll just walk you over, is this. So this little, okay, it's not little as we see, but you can see how much growth we've put on. It's pushed out loads of leaves. We've got nice new growth towards the tips as well. It's a nice red colour. So what we are going to be doing today onto this, I think we are going to come in, we're going to take a look at the main branch structure, and I think we sort of discussed that it's a root over rock, which is this section here. If I can move these leaves out of the way. It's a root over rock, so we want to come up, and then we said and we discussed possibly having that section there as maybe as a semi-cascade or a windswept over the root, as if we were looking out over to the sea, and you think all that section possibly is the sea or the coastal line, and you've got the big rock mountain range or the rock range there, and then we would probably go in and cut, if I can move this, get rid of all this section here. So I think that's what we're going to do today. We're going to chop all that section off and see what we can do about working with the rest of this sort of section down there. See, we're going to make other cuts, cut everything else back, so we might not be left with too much in terms of the structure of the tree, but that's what it's all about working with today, getting into it, chopping it off. So I think what I'll do is I will put it on there for the time being, make that big cut, have a look, see what we can do with it, rather than putting it on the bench, so I can spin it round, I can stand above it. So yeah, let's put that on there. Well, the tree's on my stool, and if I just move that out of the way, what we're going to be doing today is this section here is the main branch, well, the main trunk line, and then this is the up section that way I'm going to be looking at removing. Now hopefully a set of snips are just going to come in and take that out, and this branch is completely in the way. I'm just going to cut that one back anyway, just to start with, just so you can see in there. I'm hoping this will just come in and do the trick just to start with. If not, it's going to be a trusty saw, but I think, there we go, and that is a pretty thick branch. There we go. It doesn't quite look as thick as it actually is on camera, but it's as thick as my thumb. So I'm just going to put that to one side, and then I just turn it a little bit. I'm going to try and neaten that up a little bit. Now the thing is with these trees is they do take an awful long time to heal up. Which I'm not really too concerned about, because if you remember, I've got loads of big cuts all over this tree. So in terms of the healing process, it is what it is. I'm not concerned, but I'm just going to go ahead and take off and just make it one big circular cut, so it's on an angle, and it also clears up the other cuts that we've had previously. There we go. Now, this also gives me an opportunity to use my new cut pastes. So I'm going to get those out and give them a whirl. Now that is obviously rounded, and I want to try and bite into it. There we go, I want to try and bite into it, see if it's the best opportunity. So I'm going to try and get my knob cutters out, see if I can eat into it. Now in terms of my knob cutters, I always find that these little ones I've got tend to be the best for me, rather than the big ones. They just seem to get in there better. tend to struggle as well. Let's struggle as best as I can. I think we'll be all right there. That's fine. Right, cut paste. So I've got this stuff. It is actually from China. Now I've never used it before. No idea what it's called. And it's like a paste. I just put my thumb in it. So I'm just gonna place it on. And hey presto, it should help with the healing. It's better than leaving a massive open wound anyways. And it's all over me, great. We'll wipe that off, not the tree, we'll wipe it off me. In terms of wiping off, I just mean I'll wipe it all over me. And I'll try and keep the leaves away from that. But you know what the wind's like, has other plans. So when I say I'm going to try and keep the leaves off, I'm just going to cut back a little bit. There we go. Right, so now we've removed this big section, and the other sections that I do have, I'm going to come in and clear up, see what we've got. Okay. Let's change the camera angle and see what we can do. Now, if we're going to go for a semi-cascade look, so this section here is what we are going to be working with. So all of this, I've got a big branch just here. Okay, you can't really see it because everything grows off this big branch. Now, what I will do is I'll cut all of this back just so you can see where we're getting this branch from. And then what I intend to do with it. So if I cut everything back, I intend to cut this big branch off. Okay, so if I just cut all of it out. Okay, there we go. Now you can see the branch in question, which is this whole section here. It's really thick, it's unsightly, and it's where a big branch used to be in the past. And I think this is where I previously said don't know what I'm going to do with, but I'm going to take that one out as well. So let me get you in a little bit better. You can see it, this horrible unsightly thing, that has got to go as well. So what we are working with is this section here. It's all going to eventually come from here. So this is going, and I think what I'll do is I'll keep this little stubby branch here. This can be a little apex region, will grow off that, but all of this has got to go. And I think what we might do is possibly leave a little section here to grow off, but all this big section we're going to remove. Okay, so if I just put you there, we'll cut that and there, bring it around. Hope that wind noise isn't too distracting. I'm going to come in not too far. Hopefully this goes in one cut. And again, I'll use a bit of the, I say cut paste, but it's more like juice or paint. I'm just going to apply that liberally to the wound. I'm going to remove that. and that there. I'll take that out as well. On this side, I decided to clean this up as well, this mess, for the previous growth. I'm going to leave this one, so I'm going to come in and take that off. And then I'm going to try again with these branch cutters. Might need something thicker, but I'm going to try and come in, take that out. Again, a bit of sealer. So this is a whole redesign of the tree, as you can see. Now I'm hoping, I've never used this stuff before, but well, we need to sort that bit out. I've never used this sealer before, so I'm hoping it works a treat. I guess we'll soon find out if it's any good or not. So we've got that bit of growth, we've got this bit of growth, got a top section here, I've got a little branch at the back, and now we've got a little section on the left side as well. What's left of the tree, you're asking? Yeah, not an awful lot, but here we go. I'm going to take this whole section off as well. That leaves me with this. I'll trim there. I'm going to bring that back, and that is it basically. Alright, let me give you a flyover. In fact, this one goes off completely in the wrong direction, so I'm going to cut back to them buds that are just down at the bottom here. I'll show you in closely in just a second, but now we've got the tree. The rock goes off in an angle here, the tree comes off, I've got this growth here, I've got this growth that comes off, I've got the buds over in this angle, so I'll get into a split of a two. I get to make a good decision. I can try and clean that off as well. I think we've made the best decision possible. I'm going to bring that branch further back at the back. Right, I like how that looks. Let me give you a proper 360. Proper 360, so the tree from this angle just looks straight on. You can see the roots at the back. It's come around. Now the rock itself is more of a diagonal perch, and you can see if you go straight up, we've got this branch coming out, we've got a apex just at the top here, and then just down we've got this section here. But if I bring you around, so diagonally the rock comes out, but we're face on here. So as we come down, we've got this section here, we've got buds at the base, so this can come out and pop off this way, and then we've also got this section here which will grow out. So we could potentially grow two sections, either way, or either or. That's how I want to go for it. As the subsection grows, if this one grows in the nice section, we'll wire it out. This one grows in a nice section, we'll wire it out. But either way, if we like one more than the other, we can take it into one. If we like it in two, we'll grow it into two. But basically what I'm saying is I'm giving myself options. If I come round to the side, you can see just at the top here, I can grow this as a little apex. Right at the back, I can grow that as a little apex. And I've got this tiny little branch just here. You can see. I'll see if that buds up. I've removed that big heavy branch there, so this has now got that big swelling, but again, you will use that as a little perch. And then down at the back we've got all the roots straddling. So the tree itself now has a full redesign. It's very healthy, so it should grow profusely again. So I'm just going to put this to one side in the shade. I'm going to tuck it away just at the back here because everything grows out really well. I'm just going to move these trees over a little bit, tuck it in the shade of everything here. Oh, I also did say, look at my flowers. I did say I show the share, get me words out, I'd share the Portuguese laurel flowers. So yeah, I'm going to tuck it down there, let it get a bit of shade, and then in a couple of weeks I'll show you as it pushes out some more growth. So we could be on for a nice little tree in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, we're going to progress this as a semi-cascade tree, and I want to keep it quite small and compact, but obviously I'm going to let it grow out for getting a bit big, wire it up, see what we can do with it. So I've managed to cut everything off, really cut everything off, and we're going for that proper over the mountain range, over the coastal line look. So gonna go for cutting everything back, regrow everything out completely, and it's gonna go for a nice windswept. As everything grows out, I'll rewire it up and let it develop out properly now. So yeah, I hope you like this one. I hope you see the process that's going to go on, and hope you see and imagine the thinking that's going to happen. So one more time, I'll just show you exactly what's happening there. You can see just going on. We're going to regrow, let it extend out, then cut back and have it a nice compact tight little build. So if you like this one, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to follow the channel by hitting the subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate your company, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone. Ta-ra.